I've seen them come, I've watched them go, watched them rise, witnessed it and watched them blow. Watched them all blossom and watched them grow. Watched the lawsuits when they lost their dough.
Hello, and welcome to Who Watches Watching the Detectives, a podcast which is unlike any other on the internet.
There are not even any similarities.
Not even superficial ones. This is episode 4
Episode 4.
100? I was gonna say we're officially a month in, and technically we are, but we have one more recording on the last day of the month, so...
We should jump into it because I was looking at the viewer retention from episode 2 and the average viewing length was 3 minutes. So we really gotta grab them by the balls.
Oh, so we're doing like statistical
analysis? I'm just editing. I got one job. Everyone else?
As official WWWTD social media manager, it's my job to... Absolutely.
As the guy who's just here, I kind of just want to get our funny up.
Not our money up?
Well,
no.
I need my money up,
You don't
Grace.
care about the money
so
at all?
No, I'm just in it for the love of the game.
All right. Well,
you guys aren't gonna comment on the miraculous resurrection?
Oh.
Well, I mean, I've been charging my Ouija board for 7 whole days.
I guess we should...
The manifestation is pretty successful.
We should inform the community, but they heard you, so...
I got excited. I was gonna wait for you guys to...
Yeah, well, also, I don't think we introduced ourselves. My name is Eleanor, joined today by the illustrious power duo, our resident Killian expert, Grace.
That's me.
You hate me. You hate me.
Grace.
I do so much work.
I go third.
I do this so much work to try to tie in the rope in the audience, capture their attention.
Yeah.
You're like, hey guys, how are you doing?
I'm operating at a latent frequency.
You're still a little bit ill.
I'm still getting up there.
Your spirit is still halfway
let me tell
in the
you
limbo
what.
realm.
I'll let you introduce Summer, and then I want to talk about my sick viewing.
Okay, yeah.
Well, now you've said my name, and it's not a mystery anymore.
Right.
Well, it was never a mystery. We're 4 episodes in.
So this might be somebody's first episode. You don't know.
If this is your first episode, go back.
Go back. The episodes, there's some good episodes. You got to learn about Tulpa theory. You got to learn about CIA theory. You got to learn about polycule theory, and you got to learn about well-dressed man theory. These are all prerequisites to understand the context that we talk about in this episode. But before we do, without any further ado, Grace, please tell us about how your viewing went from the depths of hell.
This is my episode 3 viewing experience. Oh my god. Ew.
Is the ew about the movie or how sick you were?
Just how sick I was.
Oh, well, thanks. That's really helpful.
The movie though. I did not have a great viewing last week. I started the pod. I started last week's episode, and I got the feeling that also you guys did not have a good time.
I had a pretty good time. I just had a very different time.
Yeah, I was so sick. We record on Fridays every week, and Friday was probably the worst of it for me. I'm shocked that I watched it.
I'm glad you did.
'Cause you're so valiant.
I could not sit up straight.
Oh my god.
I could barely hold my head up to watch until about Saturday. Saturday night, I pumped out 4 movies.
That's crazy.
And I was finally able to keep my eyes open. But I literally felt like, and also I think it's really important. Last week I did watch it. There's proof. But that's my 10th logged viewing of watching The Detectives, and what a viewing it was. Because I was sat in a room, fever-ridden, 101 degrees. My eyeballs were hot. And I've seen the movie 10 times at this point, but I wasn't really watching the movie as much as I was it was happening in front of me.
You were in the same room as the movie.
Yes. And it made me really angry.
Well,
I
don't want to jump ahead. I had a very similar experience today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I came out of my sickness, and I was just so oh my god, I can't wait to be back on the pod. I can't wait to watch this movie for the 11th time.
And how was it? Was it everything you were hoped for?
great time. I had a viewing partner, so
Well, that helps. It's not that I did not want to watch the movie this week or that I didn't enjoy it, but the entire time I was just sitting there waiting for the next scene to happen so that I could get it out of the way as quickly as possible.
Absolutely. It was a chore this week. It was really a slog to get through.
oh, I had a great time.
We might have to start watching together because I don't know if I can keep doing
Oh,
this by
no.
myself.
I had a wonderful time. I took a lot of great notes.
I did too. I took notes this time.
Oh, I want my apology.
Your apology?
For what?
Yeah, I want an apology because they do have DVDs at Gumshoe Video. It's not just tapes.
I guess. But nobody ever rents one.
Yeah, but they're there.
Right, but nobody ever rents one.
Man, I just want my flowers.
Okay, well, you can have a singular rose, and I say, I'm sorry, I didn't
Sweet.
pay attention to the DVDs.
Uh-huh.
I want to start off. The first note I wrote was that the waiter spills half a glass of water on Denise, is her
I
name?
believe
Yes.
so.
Yes. And it's like a full glass. Neil takes a sip and drinks half of it, and then he gives it back to the waiter. Then the waiter walks over to Denise and spills the glass on her, and then he sets the glass down on the table. Then when Neil walks over to the table to talk to Denise, the glass on the table is half full, like it was on the platter that the waiter was holding. So I don't really know what that means.
I think this has some really important philosophical implications here.
Like the glass is half full, you know?
Mm-hmm. We're 4 episodes into the pod, and I already know what kind of episode it's gonna be just by the first thing you guys say. And I feel like we're entering like a nitpick is a sign of a bad watch.
Okay.
When you're so willing to point out a continuity issue, I'm like, oh, we did not have fun this week.
I actually do have a couple continuity errors in my notes.
The first note that I took was literally like 3 seconds into the movie.
Okay, what was it?
The guy in the commercial that gets shot.
Yeah.
I think he's like the only person that we never see again.
He died. He got
No,
shot.
yeah.
They actually killed him?
That was not a prop gun.
Dang, I believe it. I mean, at the end, yeah.
Yeah.
He got Alec Baldwin.
Oh my god.
That's crazy.
I just realized this watching that when she says, don't spend it all on cigarettes and toilet wine, she's making a joke about the fact that he's wearing a prison jumper.
Yeah.
I don't know why I never
I
got that.
see.
I was like, I don't understand. What is the joke here? But it's that he's in prison.
I'm a really big fan of the concept of a sale outfit.
You
It's
would
my
be.
I love
favorite
it.
You would
aspect
be.
of the store. It's my favorite aspect of the store, and I want to know.
Okay, Neil.
Shut up! Shut up! What do we see? We see the cowboy sale. We get the war movie sale. We get the
movies.
prison movie sale. He says that he has a Bela Lugosi costume.
Mhm.
In the background of his office, there's also like a blonde wig.
Oh.
That's surfer movies.
Aw. You don't think he's
Aw.
cross-dressing?
I don't think so. Given his reaction to Gay Steve. from
You know what?
Wyoming.
Fair.
Speaking of side characters, I also two notes here. Number one,
Uh-huh.
still, I don't know if I'm missing something. I never ever hear the name of that baby.
How?
They
I was gonna
introduced the
ask
baby
you.
in the park scene.
They say the
Do they-
baby's name 3 times in the park scene.
Do they seriously?
They say it 3 times. They say
That's
They
crazy.
Lucy
said,
Liu.
never-
this is
No, sorry.
Emerson.
Violet goes, and who's this? And they say, this is Emerson. And then she
I've
says,
never
oh,
noticed it.
hi, Emerson.
That's crazy. Okay, my next watch, I'm on high alert. I'm
Yeah.
on high Emerson watch. Cause this watch, I was on Josh Gad. I was on Gad time.
Can I answer? Did you find him?
No.
I think I know where he is. I think
Where?
he's playing softball.
I thought that
Oh.
also. I thought that maybe he was the pitcher. Or
I don't
the
think he's the
catcher.
pitcher. I think he's the
catcher.
second baseman. The catcher has a
second?
mustache. I think he's second base.
Okay.
See, I'm writing this
I-
down so that next
Yeah.
week I can keep an eye out in that scene.
I thought that also.
Okay.
When I saw the baseball scene, because he's literally like he's in the credits as well.
Yeah, he's like the last, second to
third
last.
person.
Yeah. And it's in order of appearance, but also it's not.
Yeah.
It's like not. It's
No.
like not at all.
I'm gonna find Josh Gad in this fucking movie if it's the last thing I do.
One of my favorite lines of this movie is the way that Lucian says, "You're on crack," when they're guessing the movie. Sorry.
You're on crack.
You're on crack.
You're on crack.
I think we are connected on some latent level because I also noticed that quote when I watched it. You're on crack.
You're on
I
crack.
was like, yeah.
I like how he says Japanese deathmatch anime.
Anime.
We're kind of jumping around here.
I think that's okay. I think this is the
We're jumping
episode
around
where
a
we
little
get to
bit.
jump
Can I ask
around.
a very serious question?
Go for it.
Absolutely.
Where the fuck are Jonathan and Lucian during the interrogation?
The
They
interrogation.
stay out on the couch.
They stay sitting
Yeah.
on the couch.
So, like, all that shit happens, and they can probably hear it from the office because there's some clatter.
They're
There's
probably
some-
laughing at him. There's a scene where Jonathan, Lucian and Jonathan give each other smug, knowing glances when Jonathan teases Neil for not being able to watch the basketball game because he's hanging out with Violet.
They hate him.
Oh, that's right. We established this last time, or not last time, but on the last time I was here. My last time.
They hate him, but also they're deeply in love with him,
I think
as
so.
per polycule theory.
Yeah. It's like I think they're jealous a little bit. I have to, okay, two things. I really have to stress how similar their haircuts are. Lucy Liu, Gillian Murphy, they're the same person. They have basically the same haircut.
Listen, back in 2007, there was only 3
There
haircuts.
were only 3 haircuts you had to share.
I still can't laugh.
Oh, here's the big thing. So Violet tells Neil, she's like, "You really gave me a lot to think about. I'll never rent a movie from that store again," implying that she's rented movies there in the past.
When she said that she's never rented a movie before.
Right. Also,
I mean, she is a
doesn't
known liar.
she doesn't have a TV. How did she watch the movie?
She goes over to her friend's house.
I guess that's possible. I don't know.
Or it wasn't rewound when the last person returned it.
Lucian was the one. Lucian was the one who paused the movie there. It was all a trap.
That's what I'm saying. He wanted to show off.
He really needs his friends' approvals.
I think it's crazy that we've gotten this far. This is collective experiment viewing number 4.
Right.
We've all seen it various other times outside of this. We've never mentioned Lucian's pipe.
What pipe?
He smokes a pipe.
Lucian's tobacco pipe.
He chews on smokes a pipe.
I've never noticed that before.
In the scene where the interrogators come in,
Yeah.
he has a tobacco
When
pipe.
they're discussing the casino.
The underground casino and spoiling Citizen Kane.
That's crazy. Lucian is a film student and also stupid.
Ouch.
I like Neil's assessment of how Violet counted down before Dunk slamming the ball. I think he would be really perfect for the pod.
I think, yeah.
The comment I have after that is, I really like Jonathan's, "I know you're overanalyzing it."
Ugh. Get him on the pod.
Get him on the pod. When Neil orders the screwdriver at their first date, Violet gives the waiter hand signals and a head shake like he shouldn't let them drink.
Because clearly Neil is a stumbling,
Yeah.
blithering alcoholic.
I like that maybe she's implying that he was the one who drank all the drinks on the table.
I love that scene. That's all I'm gonna say. I was watching with my sibling, who was like, he's such a weirdo. I think that's the one scene where he's like not, because he's like, I'm not gonna take a drunk girl home. Like,
Yeah,
that's not happening.
literally, he's like, "Why? This
not
is not.
to
This is not
come to
okay."
the defense. Again, I feel like for me that's like the point where I'm like, yeah, okay.
Okay.
When they're playing basketball and the customer just goes, "Hello," I just think he says it really
Oh.
funny.
That guy is like in everything. His name is Paul Shear. He's like one of those guys that just shows up. He's in Twisters at the
He's in
very end of
Twisters?
Twisters.
Oh my god! I
Yes.
still
Oh my
haven't seen
God.
Twisters.
I was gonna
No, me
say
neither.
exactly what he does in Twisters, but I don't want to spoil it.
Don't spoil Twisters.
Not to talk about another movie on our movie, but I love Twisters. Paul Shear's in it for exactly 2 seconds at the end of the movie. And I believe that he went on a social media. I could be wrong about this, and I could just be making this shit up. but I am like, I feel like I remember him going on a social media campaign saying that he was the only person to be in both Twister and Twisters because his mother was in Twister and she was pregnant with him.
Oh my god.
But also, I don't think that makes any sense because I think he's like 40. So I could have made this up. I'll find the evidence and provide it for the editing.
I don't think you will. I don't think you will. I don't think you will. You've never done that. You've never done that a single time. I love to say I'm gonna do it and then I don't do it. In the first episode, I cut it out of the pod, but you're like, I'm gonna send you this piece of information. I'm like, you're not gonna do that.
I'm not gonna do that.
And then you're like, no, and you're like, no, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
No,
and
leave it in because it makes me look unreliable and it holds me accountable.
And then you're like, and then you literally you don't send it.
That's really beautiful.
I was obsessed with watching the reflection in Neil's sunglasses this watch. There's when the detectives are laughing at Neil in the car and then it, pans away from the detectives towards Neil. We can see a tripod and a microphone in the reflection of Neil's sunglasses.
Awesome.
Oh my god.
That's so awesome.
Detective Rick is just so devilishly handsome. I really noticed that and I noted it down.
Which one is he?
He's I tried to help you.
Oh, yes. No, you're so
him.
right. I was going to say the exact same thing. I love him. I've always
I don't know why
loved him.
It just clicked this viewing. I'm like, Rick.
I love the way he says
Yeah.
words. He just puts a little bit of sauce, a little bit of spin on the ball. And it's so nice.
Everyone she hires does. Everyone she hires is like, I think like local theater actors. I cannot get over.
What about Andy and Glenn and what in the Sam hell's going on here?
Happening?
I've been saying that all week. I can't stop.
Careful, Andy. He's
What
got a
the
gun.
Sam hell's going on here, Glenn?
Explaining, there was a scene. I think it must have been really early. How did he get in here, Glenn? There was a scene really early on that I had quoted like verbatim before it happened to my sibling.
Oh,
and they were like, "Are you at a point where you can like quote this fucking movie like that?" And I said, "No. It's just we've been saying this back and forth all week." What? It's not. Was it? What in the Sam hell is going on here?
What in the Sam hell's going on here, Glenn?
Or is there another one that we were like going back and forth on? I'm washing myself.
I'm hot.
Episode of the pod. I'm hot. Episode of the pod where we just like back and forth quote the movie. There's no discussion had.
You said that if I won, I got to shove a burrito in your face.
Awful.
Yeah, well, last time I won, I was supposed to get to piss on your foot.
How is that a reward, by the way? How is shoving a burrito in Lucian's face a reward for Jonathan?
I think that they just both have terrible, terrible fetishes.
No, I think you're right.
This buys
Is this-
into,
is
this
this-
goes
is this
into
polycule theory?
Polycule theory.
Oh
yeah,
my God.
I'm a
Fan artists,
doctor of
fan artists,
polycle.
get on this.
Fan artists. Come on, fan community.
I know they're out
Why
there.
are we calling for that? I don't want to see it.
I need to see Jonathan shoving a burrito into Lucian's face.
I don't want to see it. You can keep that to yourself. We were
No.
talking, I want to say episode 2 or episode 1 about how they used up all the good band names in the first naming of bands.
Yep.
I actually think that American Sex Club is a great band name.
Okay. I don't think it's a
That's in
band
the
name.
second.
It's like a place or like an organization.
Oh my god, what is the because I predicted you were gonna say that. What the fuck is the band that I was gonna be like, well, this isn't a band. Tokyo Police Club?
What?
Tokyo there's like a band. Oh my god.
Like a real band?
Yeah, like a real band, yeah. Tokyo.
Grace, I don't fucking care if Tokyo Police Club is a real band. That's still a
Yeah.
shitty name.
All I'm saying, I would
I
listen
feel
to
like
American
it's also
Sex
it's
Club.
weighed down
its
by its
counterpart.
closeness to Tard.
Yeah.
Oh, by Tard.
Tard it really crashes the economy. I would like to go back real quick for a second and say that my notes verbatim is shoving a burrito in someone's face is not a win? ? Why does he want to do that to Lucian?
I caught onto it this time, the Lucian fan train.
You're on board?
But I think
I'm
it's because
so glad.
he's like a good person
Lucian rules.
comparatively.
Lucian is such a sweetie.
I was thinking about She-Gorilla and how he's the only person to be excited about She-Gorilla.
Jerry Lewis is gonna make a salad.
Nobody else cares.
Jerry Lewis.
Not even
is gonna
Buddy and
make a
Marcia care.
Salad.
Buddy is just throwing handfuls upon handfuls of popcorn.
I love Buddy and Marcia.
Buddy and Marcia, get on the pod. We want you on the pod.
We want you on the pod. Get Emerson on here too. He's probably old enough.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
oh my
He'd
god.
He'd be
Exclusive-
20 years old.
Exclusive world's first interview. Interviewing Emerson.
Emerson from Watching the Detectives. Speaking of
How do you feel?
Buddy, Marcia, and Emerson in the park, I love the couple they stole the picnic from. I love the husband's hot dog mustard shirt.
Yes. It's
Hot
I
dog
noticed
mustard.
that this watch too.
I've absolutely seen that at an Old Navy in like 2012.
I have a comment on that scene, and I may just be seeing it wrong, but they're sat on the picnic blanket, and the stroller is behind them. And if you look in the stroller, I don't think Emerson is in there.
Oh no!
And I don't know where he
Oh
is.
no! Oh god, no!
There's a B plot where Violet takes Emerson. There's actually like a whole cut movie where they go on a 30-second long adventure.
Lucian and Jonathan taking care of Emerson. I would pay big bucks for that.
I would take crazy money actually for 3 Men and a Baby with Lucian, Neil, and Jonathan.
Absolutely. I hate to jump around, but we are jumping around. She's not allergic to boredom, you stupid son of a bitch. She's afraid of boredom.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's a medical
phobia
condition.
is clearly allergic.
That whole scene pisses me off because they are so desecrating all of those graves.
I think that might be the worst scene in the entire movie. It doesn't really fit in, especially her whole conversation about going into cemeteries and finding the death date of when she was born. That doesn't seems so out of character for her. No, the way she
I could
talks
see
about
her.
it is like she's not that earnest or vulnerable. She has like a detached layer of irony and it just doesn't feel right that she would, I don't know. Maybe I'm insane, but it just doesn't feel like it belongs in the movie. Like the response that Neil gives, the like
You steal headstones and leave them on people's front doorstep.
yeah, that seems like a response that makes sense in the movie. Like that feels like it belongs, but the way the whole scene starts just doesn't, it feels wrong. And every time it comes up, oh brother, this scene again.
The only scene I feel like that is the sex scene, but only because the music just sucks the energy out of the entire movie.
The song in the sex scene to the pool hopping scene is so god awful.
Oh wow.
I feel like I didn't say it was bad. I just think that
I think, because I was going to be honest, I think I was a little bit too harsh on the soundtrack in the previous episodes. I really like the scene where they
like
have
the soundtrack.
their first kiss. Something about the soundtrack really sold me on that scene. I was there. I felt it.
Well, now that
I think it's
Twitter user
a really pretty song.
at Sills Magic has compiled the soundtrack, I want to listen to it.
Absolutely. I like a little tidbit that you get at the beginning of the stalking scene. It's really catchy.
I really like. I wrote this down specifically because I think this is so funny. Every single time they play the crying montage, I Shazam it with my phone because I really like the song that they use in it.
It's a really good song.
It's Band of Horses.
Yeah,
I don't remember what it's called, but
that's something I would listen to. That would be
Yeah,
right
I
at
like
home on my playlist.
the pool hopping scene music doesn't like. I don't not like it. I just think that like I feel like it should be more. I think it should be brighter than it is for like the stage of their relationship that it is, and like the lighting in that like that whole bit is really needlessly moody to me.
I guess I really like that scene. I like when they're swimming
I
and
don't.
their strokes are alternating, so they like bob forward at different rates, and so it's like
I've not looked into it that deeply. That's crazy.
they're like going back and forth on who's in front. I really like that. It's like I don't know if it's like symbolic. I think it's a cool shot.
Yeah.
No, I felt a real slump in the middle of the movie from I think post detective scene, maybe post park scene, all the way to cowboy time, which is a very
Wow.
significant amount of the
That's a
movie.
significant portion
Yeah.
of the movie. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm still not there. I think the movie is it runs at a very fast clip. Every scene, I don't think any scene lasts too long. I think the movie flies by. I just want to get past it as soon as possible.
Just as a whole.
Yeah, it's like
I think
starting it is like it's like there's a resistance where I want to go faster than the movie is allowing me, but if I just sit there and let myself engage with the medium itself, it whisks you along in a matter. Like if I ever need to wait and have 90 minutes pass, I think putting this movie on is a good way to do it.
I think that I want to hear your opinion on that in 50 days.
50
50
days
weeks.
I want to come back in 50 days and hear if you still think that it would be
in 2 months.
a good. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Ask me that.
I
Ask
think-
me that in 8 or 9 episodes.
I think part of it for me, I don't want to watch them bone. I'm sorry.
I'm over
I don't
it.
find Cillian Murphy attractive like that.
He's so
I just don't. Please don't
skinny
kill
and
me.
gross in this movie. He's like a
It's
wet.
awful.
He's like
He
a wet
looks
rat.
like an uncooked chicken.
That's crazy.
The only time-
pull up the Lunchables tweet.
Yep. It's up.
Pull up hashtag
It's up.
hashtag Lunchables are made of people.
Get it out of here. Get it out of here.
No, I think Cillian Murphy can be attractive. I thought he was very attractive in Red Lights when he gets beat up.
That's the issue with this movie.
He doesn't
Don't
get
watch Red
bloody.
Lights, though.
He doesn't get. Yeah, don't. This is not us endorsing.
Don't watch
This is-
Red Lights. It's
what's the other one? What's the other one that's not Red Lights?
Red Eye?
Red Eye. Yeah, he doesn't really get beat up in that movie.
No.
That's the issue.
He's
is
good
that-
in that movie though. I like because he plays like awkward so well, and it's
I
such
have
like
a
a
love-hate relationship with
menacing.
that movie.
I really want to see it again.
We should watch it again.
I think it's very similar to this movie in a lot of ways.
No, no.
No, I think it is. I think if you were to watch Red
Mm.
Eye again, you would see that it actually is very similar to this movie.
I haven't seen it since pre-psychological experiment. So.
Shout out to the fat fucking orange chud cat.
oh, you saw it this time?
He's so confused by Neil's basketball excitement. Like Neil jumps up and he's like looking left and right, real nervous.
Yo, by the way,
He's a very cute cat.
that's not her house.
No, it's
Those aren't her cats. They are covered in beer. How inconsiderate of you.
all over the cats, all over the table,
All like, and we don't like, and I
the
know that
floor.
obviously they're not going to show that because it's a movie. And it's
Right,
not
we
a-
don't need to see everything.
It's important to me that I know that they cleaned it up.
Uh-huh.
They didn't. There's no way they cleaned it up.
There's just absolutely no way.
There's a lot of cat continuity errors
Absolutely.
in that
but,
scene.
I mean,
just
they're cats.
the necessity of animals moving around. A white cat jumps up beside Violet and it flips to Neil and then it flips back and she's petting a different cat. And then she stands up and there's no cat anymore.
No.
Also, editing Eleanor, can you insert the picture that I shared of when Violet like leans over and she stretches the cat with her?
Yeah. I did
And
see
it
that.
meows
this time
in
too,
such
yeah.
distress.
It's such a cute cat.
I do
It
like
is,
those
it's really
cats.
cute.
For some reason, I always think that Neil is gonna bring out a lighter to ignite the bleach spray to defend himself against Dennis, but it's a toilet paper roll. It's always been
Oh
a
my
toilet
God.
paper roll holder.
No, you're so right.
in my
No,
head.
because why do I vividly? Because you know what? It's the lighter scene when they're in the closet.
I maybe, but I don't think it is. Like in my head, vividly, I can see him using a lighter and like making a torch, but that's not it.
No, that's never happened.
What's so crazy about that is I can vividly see the flame in the bathroom.
Uh-huh.
Like when I think about that scene, there's a fire in that bathroom.
World's smallest fucking bathroom, by the way. The toilet is right next to the sink. There's no way you can stand at that sink and wash your hands
That's
without
a s-
having your ass pressed up against the back of the toilet.
That's a Sims 4 bathroom if I've ever seen one.
That's a closet bathroom right there. That's somebody
Yeah.
built that out of necessity. And
that's so-
immediately after that scene, sorry, real quick, when Neil breaks up with Violet because she was spying on him, he goes to his car and looks back at Violet's house, where Violet is once again spying on him through the window. And I don't know if I ever saw that scene before. And I love the way she jumps behind the curtain to hide.
Yeah, she like ducks out of the window when she sees him looking at her. It's so cute.
I'm gonna need to look for that. This is unfamiliar. I love that scene in the bathroom. Like the way it's shot, I think is so funny.
Mm-hmm.
But I like thinking about that scene and you being like, no, there's no lighter in that scene is crazy because I can vividly in my mind when I think about that scene, he's lighting up the can of air freshener.
Every time I see the scene, I'm like, I'm waiting for him to fucking do it just to make sure to confirm that I'm not fucking crazy. But it never happens. It never happens. And I think I'm losing my mind.
No, because now I'm like scared. Again, this is 10. You would think that by now, you know, we know this movie inside and out.
You would think.
There's fire in that movie scene.
There's not.
There's a fire in that scene.
This is why we need another 96 watches.
I don't know if it's going to be solved in 96 watches.
The issue is, I would love to see the kind of conversations we're having in a year.
I know, I'm so excited. I cannot fucking wait. It's like
I'm so scared.
It's like that the Beach Boys songs where he's like wouldn't it be nice if we were older? Can't wait to be 90 watches into this movie.
I already feel like I'm 90 watches in. And I was telling you guys last week, I was so excited to be back. I started the movie and like I could feel through the 90 minutes just it leaving my body.
There is a repulsion in my body when I type in watch the detectives to watch it. Once I'm in, I'm fine because I know it's going to be over soon. But like I have to like hype myself up to start the movie.
It's like taking medicine where like you have to give yourself a little treat. I need to find the DVD because I'm sick of watching it on YouTube. I would love to hear what the last 2 minutes of this movie sounds like.
Yeah. No, I didn't.
More than anything else.
I didn't go to the illegal piracy. I didn't watch it on my phone. I watched it with an ad blocker.
I just watched
No
it.
Arby's
I watched
ads.
it I watched it on the TV, but I watched the YouTube video.
I have to stress that the Arby's ads did add a layer to the movie that I.
What ads did I got a lot of Coach ads for like.
Oh, do you normally get?
Purses.
I guess yeah. If you normally watch it.
Yeah,
on the
they're
TV.
on my YouTube like regular.
Yeah.
But I think an Arby's ad would.
Have you? When was the last time you watched it uninterrupted?
Oh God, probably not this whole time.
No, you need to see it uninterrupted. I think that's why you're having such a bad time. I'm gonna be honest because it
I've
does
watched
slow
the
the movie down
whole-
significantly.
Yeah. I watched the YouTube run because I can't find my DVD.
I'm gonna buy you another one.
Please. The first time I ever watched it, I watched it on Tubi, and for whatever reason, on my Tubi, it's like Tubi, Hulu, and whatever other streaming service has ads on it. I always get ads for erectile dysfunction medication.
Oh my god.
Every single ad break is for Hims.
Are you
And-
watching it on the family TV?
Nope.
Oh.
I'm watching on my Tubi account.
Oh
I
my-
have a login. I have a username
oh my god,
and
they
password.
think you're 75 years old.
They think I'm 70, which is like
And I don't think they're
I
wrong
think-
for that.
I was gonna say I think the only thing I watched on my Tubi prior to watching The Detectives for the first time was probably Paddington
Oh my god. Well,
and Buckaroo Banzai.
okay, I think that makes sense. I
Well,
think that's
there you
why.
go.
There you go.
But like my Hulu is the no, because actually the only thing I watched on my Hulu was the X-Files.
Yeah, no, you're doing this to yourself.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry.
But the only ads I got were for Hims
Grace,
on yeah.
I'm gonna make you mad. Is that all right? Can I make you mad? Can
No,
this
I don't want
can
you to
this
make
be
me mad.
the weekly Eleanor makes Grace mad with a comment about the movie
No,
moment?
I'm scared.
This movie has the exact same climax as 28 Days Later.
What the fuck do you mean
So
by
the
that?
Poland Spring Water, that's the rain. And then he's being chased by
Poland's
the Poland Spring Water, that's the rain.
No, I'm like when are you talking about? I'm like trying not to spoil it. Are you talking about
When they're at the military base and
when they first okay.
he's
no,
being
I'm
being chased by men with guns, and then it starts
oh,
raining.
okay, so we're past where I am. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're there's men chasing Neil with guns, and then it
Sure.
starts to rain. It's the exact same as 28 Days Later.
I'm like not mad is the thing, is your rage bait like didn't work. I'm not mad, I'm baffled. And I just blatantly like do not agree with you.
Pissed off. It's okay.
It's backfired completely.
Didn't
You're
work.
angry
It
now.
didn't work.
No, I mean like I love
That was a genuine realization I had. I'm like, wait a second.
how creative you are.
I love your mind.
I love your mind. I would need to watch both of them in succession.
In rapid
to
succession. I
put
think
two and two.
I don't think they're the same movie, but I think the climax is the same.
The climax is close enough.
Yeah.
Well, like
What do you think, Summer?
I have only seen 28 Days Later once, and it's been so long, I'm going to be honest, I don't really remember much about the movie.
God. Well, comment down below if you agree with me or if you agree with Grace. I want the community to drive a wedge between us.
that's the usual gist of these episodes. Like that's what we're getting down to.
Yeah. Pick a side, damn it.
I think this viewing, I really resonated with the core message of the film, which was to get out, stop watching movies, and go live your life and experience things. And I really wanted to stop watching the movies so I could experience things.
It's too cold to experience anything.
It's too
That's the
cold.
one
This
thing-
movie gave me seasonal depression.
Oh my god.
I was literally just
It
gonna say
looks
that's the one.
so
That's
pretty.
the takeaway I had is like they're swimming and they're having a picnic and there's like people playing.
The most beautiful
Frisbee
summer day
outside.
I've ever fucking seen.
It's so nice, and they're like walking out in the street. I don't know why that's. We talked about this the last time before I was sick.
Yeah.
But like walking out in the middle of the street makes me so nostalgic for summertime.
Truly, it's something I miss. Especially on a day
it's,
like
like, so
that
nice out.
where it's like not too hot, but it's also
Yeah.
not. It's like a little humid, a little hot, but the combination of the two and walking under the shade it's just so nice with a nice breeze.
Yeah. It makes me so angry. It looks
It's
so nice, and
negative
I want to go be
15
out on it.
today.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
It
negative
is
4.
right now. -1 feels like -8.
Oh my god.
That's Fahrenheit for
Yeah.
my temperature heads.
No, it's -4 Celsius here.
It makes me so mad. I want to go outside.
I think, honestly, my enjoyment of this is going to be revitalized when spring comes again. It's going to be a
Hopefully.
rebirth.
A rebirth, the cultural reset.
I've only got to wait 3 more months to like this movie again.
Watching it outside,
Ooh. Okay.
I'm kind of hyped.
This movie makes me want to dribble and shoot a basketball. I miss having
You
a
want to
basketball hoop.
dunk slam?
I want to dunk slam, yeah. I think I can. Been a minute.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
I got hops.
I want you to dunk slam.
You got to dunk slam for
God's
both of
will.
us. 'cause
God's
I'm not-
will. God's will.
God's will. God's will.
It's so.
What a quotable movie.
It's not even from the fucking movie.
What a quotable movie. The shot of
What a
Neil,
quotable movie.
the shot of Neil staring at Violet in the bathtub could have come straight out of Oppenheimer. His big, beautiful eyes.
Yeah.
This watch, when I saw her hold up the sorry about our breakup
Just
part,
kidding about our breakup.
or just kidding about our breakup, it looked so. I expected it to say just kidding about our podcast.
That's my favorite. Like full stop. That's my favorite.
That's my favorite.
I can't think of a better image to represent our podcast. But we're not. But the issue is it's not a joke.
It's not. We are. I'm not sorry.
I'm a little bit sorry.
You can be sorry for the both of us.
I've become unable to hear anything.
Oh no.
Oh.
This might be a good time to wrap it up when
I was
summer
like,
comes back.
I think that could be the Ouija board losing its power.
Oh, here we go. I'm back.
Summer.
I'm back.
Do you have anything else to add, Summer? Like, how many more notes do you have? Because I
I have no more notes, but I've just opened a YouTube tab in the background and things are getting scary.
Oh.
What? Oh!
When we see Neil outside the restaurant on their first date, there's graffiti that says OCD.
Oh.
Oh, is this? Did you need to add a little tidbit? We went so long without hearing about it.
I'm just sprinkling them in. I gotta get the facts out.
I think I think Tulpa Theory is really weighing heavily on my heart and my soul.
My doctor told me I'm not allowed to talk about Tulpa
But
Theory.
is it wrong?
Wrong how? Like, wrong factually or wrong, like, morally and emotionally?
Yes.
Because the answer is yes to both.
You hate me. You fucking hate me. You can't stand me. You want me dead.
That's not true.
Oh, shit. I think that the connection between the spiritual world and the real world is, like, weakening again.
Oh. What the hell?
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
Where are these flames coming from? Hello? Why is it so hot in my room? What's going on? Who are you?
I'm ascending to heaven.
We're all going through various metaphysical transformations.
I can hear an angelic choir calling my name.
Hey, so bad news. We got to end the podcast here. I gotta go to a meeting.
A meeting with your manager?
Yeah, he's not happy.
What the fuck did I miss last week?
I just think Eleanor's manager, Old Nick, is getting a little bit upset.
Oh, great. Oh, good. Awesome.
So if we could wrap this up.
No, yeah.
I think we covered about everything we needed to talk about.
Yeah, I think it's safe to
I
say
got
that
them.
we watched Watching the Detective.
And you watched a podcast.
No, you can't watch a podcast.
Yes, you can.
No.
Yes, you can.
I'm Eleanor.
I'm Summer.
And I'm Grace. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Play us out, Killian.
Now, this is very special to me because in like the early 2000s, I was in America and I wasn't really happy with the sort of work I was doing, and I wasn't really happy with my approach to acting, and everyone was like, "Man, you gotta watch Cassavetes," and like it was kind of embarrassing that I hadn't watched it by then. So I went out and I bought this collection.